Good morning, everybody. How are you? This is Elma from Crochet Stat. Um, I'm just jumping on real quick because it's early morning and I'm trying to get ready for work and get the kids together so we can get out of here. I just wanted to quickly show you guys some things, primarily some WIPS and some acquisitions I got from the Dollar Tree that I thought was quite interesting and exciting. Okay, so let's just start with the WIPS real quick. All right, and there's plenty of them. I don't have any fancy project bags. I just have like bags that I like, you know. So this is my olive oil. I don't know if you can see that olive oil bag. I don't know if how old you are that you may or may not remember Popeye, but I found that in the Dollar Tree, olive oil. So I was quite excited about that. So this is a blanket that I'm making for my daughter's teacher. It's just a half double crochet in the back loop stitch, and that's just going straight up and down. And I'm making that with Candy Shop Sweet Roll, right, in the color Gummy Bear. So it's very sweet. So my daughter's teacher obviously is having a little girl, so my daughter wanted to make a blanket for her. So obviously the job was given to me. She's only 6, right? So that's whip number 1. Whip number 2, I'm doing Marley Bird's knit my first sweater. And so I'm doing that with her because I just started to knit in January of this year, because that's I said that I wanted to make that my New Year's goal for 2019, to learn to knit, because I've been crocheting for over 20 years, you know, picking it up, putting it down, you know, but primarily picking it up. All right, so this is my next whip. It's my Marley Birds knit my first sweater. So this is supposed to be either the front or the back. It doesn't really have any true identifying side. She said that this sweater would look the same front and back. So this is in my on my needles here, and I use Chagus. I treated myself to the good stuff because I said I'm worth it. And this is in my Knit Picks bag, and it says stashing yarn is my superpower, and I believe that. Alright, and I like that a lot. Then the next one is a crochet project. I'm trying to finish a shawl pattern that I seen on Red Heart. It's a free shawl pattern. It's called the Kaleidoscope shawl on Red Heart, and I'm making it with Karen Simply Soft in the colorway Country Blue, as well as Madrid by Loops and Thread in the colorway Mist. And Mist apparently is a discontinued color because I ran out of that colorway and I couldn't find it back, so I substituted with the Karen Simply Soft. And this is, it's nearly finished, you know, nearly finished. And I love very much how the Karen Simply Soft is the color. The Karen Simply Soft kind of took up the slack and like really incorporated very nicely with the Madrid Loops and Thread. So that's almost done. Almost done. I have one more skein of yarn, skein of yarn to attach to that. And then once that's finished, the shawl should be complete. So that would be, I guess, a mostly finished object, you know. I refuse to call any of my works in progress or joys in progress, you know, hoes, right? It's nothing about me that's a hoe. Nothing that I put my hand on is a hoe. And I refuse to call anything that I do a hoe. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna, no. You know, so that is in my crochet bag. It says weekend plans, crochet, and a chance of movie marathon. I also got that from Knit Picks. So I enjoy that bag as well, you know. It's a little wrinkly because when I first got home, the children, I have 3, actually spilled some juice on there. You know, some nice orange juice on my brand new bag just come out the box, and there you go. So it got washed, and I don't know, I don't feel to iron my bag, so I did not, and I will not. All right, so my next whip, there's plenty of, this is only a few. It's a problem, you know, because I work full-time and I work part-time. Right now I'm trying to get ready for my part-time job, you know, so it's hard for me to, I can start them, it's just hard to get them finished. So my next whip is my Just Feel Better shawl by Kalisha of Quirky Monday podcast. I'm actually making this whip for a girlfriend of mine. Her sister is sick, and it's just caught everybody off guard, everybody off by surprise. It's a young lady, 2 young children, and young marriage, you know, so it's just very heartbreaking. So I'm actually making the Just Feel Better shawl for her, and this is where I am currently. I had to message Kalisha on Ravelry to help me. I don't know, I was having some issues getting the shawl started. I'm not sure why, but Kalisha was very gracious in her response to me, and she actually made like a mini video tutorial for me to help me out, and I couldn't thank her enough, you know, because I appreciated that very much. And I'm making that out of Hobby Lobby's Yarn Bee Luxe Lollies, and that is the colorway Marzipan Plan. Okay, so that's almost finished too, but it's a size G hook, so it's gonna take some time because it's slow going, you know, because it's a small hook. But it's a good project. I like it very much, and I think once I'm finished, I'm gonna make one for myself as well. I have another project here. Now this is a UFO. This been on the hooks for many years, and it was quite small, and I found it back and I started working on it again. I was going back and forth between frogging it and finishing it. So I decided to finish it because it's pretty, and though it was a C2C blanket, and though it was a small little corner, I said no, I was a little too far and I couldn't be bothered. So now this is just a baby blanket C2C. You know, nobody particularly in mind for that, but it remains to be on the hook. And this is colorway Tiny Tulips by Burnett Baby Sport. Okay, and that's in progress as well. The next one is a blanket that I'm making for my daughter. Again, she's only 6, you know, and she likes the color purple. So I'm making her this little blanket with it's also C2C with some purple in it and greens and yellows. I think it's very cute. She likes it. All right, it's also C2C, and then I'm gonna do a border around it that is between double crochets and half double crochets, that kind of thing. And this I'm making out of Red Heart Gumdrop, and the colorway is Apple. All right, and that's working up pretty quickly. I take a lot of my projects with me back and forth to work. I crochet in the car, I crochet on my breaks, you know. I don't know if you've seen my initial video. I'm a nurse and I work in the emergency room, so crocheting and knitting helps provide much needed stress